right, so the first thing that we're going to take a look at is a couple of the words that you just did in your quiz. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. There is no like magical trick as to what you can do if you have absolutely no idea what these words mean. The trick to word knowledge is really just trying to learn as many words as possible. The words that we give you guys on these quizzes are words that either we know have come up on the past, are related to words that have come up on the past, or we think are connected to some of the words that you're more likely going to be asked about. Now, something that you do want to keep in mind is you shouldn't be studying only like the word that is listed as the problem. You should also be studying the multiple choice because it is very common for them to use one of the words from your multiple choice will become a question later on. So that's just two little things that I want to kind of suggest to you guys. Um, and have no shame, guys. If you don't know a word, Google it. Not only Google the definition, but Google like synonyms. Look for similar words that have similar meanings to it, and those are probably going to be easier for you to remember so you can make those connections. So, for example, in the very first one, I'm not even going to look at the word that they're asking me about. I'm going to take a look at the answer choices first. So, I want you guys in your best attempt, it doesn't have to be perfect, just like in your best attempt, what would you give me as a definition for magnificent?
Like when perfect, that's something good.
Right. So it's definitely something good, something that is like perfect. Okay. Wow, I just misspelled perfect in the most unperfect way possible. All right. What about pleasure?
Like something pleasant, something beautiful, I should say.
Something that kind of brings joy, right? Like, well, when people say it's a pleasure to meet you and stuff like that. So it's something that kind of just like brings joy somehow.
Yes, ma'am.
No?
I said yeah.
Sorry?
I said yes.
Oh, cool. What
Yeah.
about a definition for show?
To describe or to tell, you know.
To describe, to tell, to kind of like put on display.
Yes, ma'am. Publish.
Okay, publish is another good one. Yeah. And then the last one is pretend.
Oh, it's an F word. I mean, I don't know how to really say it, but I can just tell you how to like spell it out
Sure.
if you don't mind me telling you.
That's okay.
It's a Fegin. It's called Fang, something like that. That's how you say it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
all right,
feign is just
all
kind of
right.
like feign it just means like a like pretending is just that. It's like you're falsifying something. You're acting in a way that is not very truthful. So
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
fake.
acting untruthful.
All
So
right.
with this in mind, now you can take a look at the word that they're asking you about. They're asking you about the word delighted. So which one do you think would be the best match?
Pleasure.
Pleasure. So delighted again has to do with like just bringing joy, like you're kind of just like delighted to be here. It's a pleasure to be here. So the best match is going to be pleasure. Cool. Next one. Same idea. Just let's look at the answer choices first. So to prove means to what?
To like, uh,
Demonstrate.
yeah,
To
demonstrates. Yeah.
demonstrate. It literally does mean to demonstrate, but prove is also kind of like to demonstrate that something is true or something is false. So it's kind of like you're bringing evidence to support whatever claim you're making. Hide is the complete opposite. Hide is like you're putting it away, you want to keep it out of anybody from seeing it. What about indifference?
Like when somebody's just not actually agreeing with you, and y'all both have different type of opinions or mindsets, if I could say.
Kind
Um,
of.
not agreeing. I'm not agreeing, or neither am I disagreeing.
Disagreeing.
That's
Yeah.
mhm.
Well, indifference isn't so much like you're agreeing or disagreeing. Indifference is more like you just don't care. Like
Oh yeah, that's what it.
if someone tells you like, "Oh, I'm indifferent to it," it just means like they don't care. They don't agree with you, but they also don't disagree with you. They just literally don't care enough to have an opinion. That's what indifference means. It's just like I couldn't
Like
even
lack
care
of
about it.
lack of concern.
Exactly. It's a lack of concern, a lack of care. It's like, I don't even care, dude. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then charm,
Something that's pleasable,
something that's pleasing, right? So it's something that kind of like
calm,
draws you to
gentle,
it.
decent.
Okay. Yeah.
Something attractive.
Yes, something that is kind of attracting. So a lot of times people describe other people as like, oh, they're very charming, as someone that's like very nice, very friendly. Everybody wants to like hang out with them. They're very charming. So we did mention that prove is going to mean demonstrate, but I wanted to make sure that we went over all the other ones because again, I think it's important. All right. Furious.
Angry.
Okay, yeah. Straight up, just extremely angry. Ingenuine.
You're not respectful, that you're being aggressive, I should say. Or
Mm,
not friendly.
Not
not
sincere.
not sincere, it would be a better match. So ingenuine just kind of mean so if you kind of break down the word ingenuine, if you cover up just the in part and you just have genuine, genuine means like you're very honest, you're very truthful, you're very like true. Ingenuine means the opposite. So it means that you are not very truthful, you're not very honest, kind of like you're always lying. So it's like not very truthful. Fragrance.
Perfume, cologne.
It's like a smell. Yeah. It's a smell. And the last one, exhausted.
Tired.
Very tired, yeah. Any other definition for exhausted?
Oh,
Use out.
I'm sorry?
Very.
Use out.
Wary.
Wary, okay.
Worn out.
Worn out. What about depleted? Which one would best match?
exhausted, depleted,
Exhausted.
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 Yes, it
Mhm.
would best match exhausted. And one of the definitions of exhausted, which everybody always thinks about, is like you're tired, right? Like if you go to the gym and you have a super intense workout for 2 hours, you're going to be exhausted afterwards. But the reason why we use the word exhausted is because your body is completely worn out. It has absolutely no energy left. And that's why we call it exhaustion. You are depleting your body. You're getting your body to run out of all possible resources, of all energy, your muscles are tired, everything. So that's why we use the word exhausted for when we're like extremely tired. All right. Explain.
Um, explain.
Demonstrate.
To help understand, okay.
To clear up.
Elaborate.
To elaborate on it, to clear up. Exactly. When you're explaining something, it's just you're providing more details so that there's a better understanding. You're elaborating, okay. Behavior.
Your
Um,
attitude.
yeah,
Attitude.
attitude. Yeah.
Attitude. Yeah, attitude would be a pretty good like
Conduct.
general. Conduct. Yes, that's another one.
Action.
Actions, yeah. So your attitude, your conduct based on your actions. Okay. What about reckless?
I heard
Careless.
like headlong. I seen a word
Fearless.
that's called headlong.
Careless.
Fearless. Okay. So reckless, you could be fearless.
Careless.
Careless. Okay. Yeah. So reckless is literally just like you've probably heard of people using the word reckless when it comes to someone who like didn't care and they were just doing things that you knew were going to end up badly, but they just did it anyway. Whenever I think of reckless, and this is going to sound really dumb, but have you guys ever seen like the really dumb movies with like the guys, I forget the name of the movies, but I know one of them is Johnny Knoxville. um it's essentially just like a bunch of people doing things that you just know is going to end
Jackass.
bad. There you go. Thank you. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. So, like, if you've ever seen like the Jackass movies, they're just literally people doing completely dumb things for no reason other than to be stupid. And that's just very reckless. Like, you're not even thinking about the consequences. And then the last one, remove,
To take away.
to
To
take
depose.
away, to let go, to take out. Yeah. So, which one would best match the word deportment?
Behavior.
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 Behavior. So,
Mhm.
This one, I will admit, I cheat a little bit, and if you speak multiple languages, you might be able to kind of cheat your way a little bit too, because deportment in Spanish behavior is called um comportamiento. So for me, at least for me personally, when I look at this word, I'm like, oh, well, that kind of sounds like behavior in Spanish. So I match it. Now, obviously, if you don't know other languages, you can't use that little trick. But again, it's the idea of the more you study these words, and one of the easiest ways to learn new words isn't even like sitting down and Googling them one by one. It's actually just like reading. Whether you're reading like articles about the Super Bowl or about, your job, or you're just studying something, regardless, the more you read, the more words you're going to come across, and you kind of start learning how they're using them, and depending on how they use them, you kind of figure out their meaning. So my big suggestion would be for you to just read as much as your little heart can do. All right, hesitant,
Uncertain.
uncertain, okay. Anything else that you guys can think of?
That you're
So
not sure.
right, it's like uncertain, you're unsure. It's kind of like when you hesitate, it's like you kind of take a pause to think about it before you do something. What about conduct?
Behavior.
Behavior. So remember what I said, that sometimes the answer choices become repeat themselves somewhere else. So behavior and conduct mean very similar things, and you can see here, okay, there's a connection. So you don't even have to like overwhelm yourself with having to like learn a million words. Sometimes these words are connected within themselves. Overthrow,
Remove or waste. That's what
remove,
say.
but from what though?
Like
Remove
just
forcible from power.
Yes, to remove someone from power. So overthrow doesn't just mean like you remove, like you don't overthrow the the lid of a bowl when you remove it. Overthrow means more like you're removing someone from power or authority. A lot of times this word is used in relation to like governments or royalty, like you've seen shows and stuff that like they overthrow the king or they overthrow the government. It has to do more with power. And the last one is breakable.
destroying. Like it's fragile.
Yeah,
Um,
so the word breakable, if you just kind of remove the able part at the end, break means you can break it. And able means you are able to do that. So breakable means you are able to break. That's all it means. So it's very fragile. That's kind of the idea behind the word breakable. So which one of these words would best match depose?
Overthrow.
Overthrow. Because depose is another word that, yes, it means to remove, but specifically it means to remove from power or authority. So that is going to best match the word overthrow.